Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Saturday, December the 18th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and another sort of wintry event, but kind of marginal at the moment, and it doesn't look like it's going to have any real serious implications, unless, of course, you're one of those involved in an icy event on a bridge north of Birmingham. Let's get right to some Skycam imagery this morning. There's a look at our Skycam from Gadsden, and you can see the lights, and it looks like they're reflecting off a good deal of cloud cover. And then it's pretty obvious it's raining in Montgomery as the streets are wet and a few cars out there at that intersection. All right, the surface map shows the front that passed through here the other day is down along the Gulf Coast, and we're seeing a little surface low moving along the northern Gulf, and that is creating an interesting situation for us. In the upper atmosphere, we're seeing another digging trough that's going to be giving us another day or two of fairly chilly weather. Speaking of chilly, wow, look at the area covered by single digits. And we've got, a little area there in the north central U.S. with some minus values, but single digits, wow, those cover quite an area. You can see the freezing line running just along the Alabama-Tennessee line. Across central Alabama, we're running around 34 to 38 generally, and then it's around freezing primarily in the Tennessee River Valley. And so the issues that we have this morning with a little sleet and a little freezing rain and maybe even a little snow mixed in there are all across the area, generally north of Birmingham, and if you use I-20 as a boundary line there, generally north of I-20, and I think that's where it's going to stay. You can see most of the precipitation right now is south of I-20, but we certainly are seeing, and some of the precipitation just doesn't show up that well on radar, so we are seeing fairly light precipitation going on. Most of the precipitation will be ending, and that will dry us out through about, let's see, I'm trying to think, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. And even that Tuesday event is going to be relatively light. The 06Z GFS model run this morning, you can see the surface low moving across the northern Gulf, expected to cross central Florida later today. In the upper atmosphere on Sunday, we see the trough does not dig in real well. It's there across the eastern part of the U.S., but it's certainly not any kind of high amplitude thing. But that paves the way for us to cool off and dry out just a little bit. Looks like another round of low temperatures in the 20s. We stay fairly cool on Monday, but we're beginning to show the signs of recovery here on temperatures with surface high pressure. A fast-moving shortwave in the upper atmosphere moving across the Great Lakes is actually going to drag something across the eastern part of the country, and we'll see possibility Tuesday of some showers, but looks like we'll be above freezing. Doesn't look like any kind of serious event. And as a matter of fact, as the HPC guys are suggesting, precip is going to be very light. We get into a ridge pattern with a little bit of a northwesterly flow on Wednesday, so staying somewhat cool, but thickness is not showing anything real cold, so we're getting back into something akin to typical for this time of year. We stay dry on Thursday, the 23rd, and then on Friday, the 24th, the day before Christmas, another major trough is beginning to take shape up there across the western Great Lakes, and that system expected to be approaching us at midday on the 24th. And then that digs in, and of course you notice that northerly flow or northwesterly flow, and so what's that going to happen to us on the 25th? Well, it cools us off, and you see the 540 line down in the vicinity of about Anniston. So we're definitely going to cool off once again and get somewhat chilly, but not especially extremely cold for Christmas. And, of course, with that little bit of moisture you see across Tennessee, I suspect that would be some snow flurries for the area to the north of us. And then just bringing it out to Sunday, the 26th, the day after Christmas, that cold fetch continues with us, and we stay pretty chilly. All right, out into voodoo country, and A kind of interesting pattern here because first of all, it's very progressive. We're getting all of these short waves and troughs moving by on a fairly continual basis, but we show under a ridge on Wednesday the 29th, and also a fairly warm ridge with a nice southwesterly flow, and that gets even more exaggerated around the 2nd of January as we head into 2011. Look at that ridge extending all the way up into extreme eastern Canada. And look at that fetch coming off the Pacific, coming up across Texas and into the mid-Atlantic states. Wow, that looks like 1st of January, we could be unseasonably warm. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for today. Expect to have the next one posted tomorrow morning around 7:30 or 8. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great day and be safe out there as this marginal icing situation continues for the morning and perhaps even a little bit of the early afternoon hours. Have a great day and Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.